Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bobby Wilson, the chair of the Land Bank, and welcome to this afternoon's meeting for June 14th, 2024. First order of business is roll call. Sally, will you please call the roll? Or Emily, sorry.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Emily Kalchuk. I'm the Assistant Manager of the Pittsburgh Land Bank, and I will be calling today's roll. Chairman Bobby Wilson.
Here.
Councilman Kahari Mosley.
Here.
Councilman Daniel Lavelle. Director Wanda Wilson.
Present.
Director Jennifer Cash Wade.
Here.
Director Kirk Berkeley. Director Steve Mazza. Director Tamara Dedukovich. And Director Tammy Thompson.
Here.
I believe we have a quorum. I'll turn it over to you, Chairman.
Thank you. And we're going to move the public comment now. As some of you may know, we have public comment during the first part of the meeting, and then also at the end of the meeting. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. If you please state your name, address, or neighborhood, and your organizational affiliation, if you have one. And also, don't forget to use the raise hand function. And I'm going to ask Sally to look at the list of individuals that may be wanting to speak. Sally, do we have someone?
Thank you, Chairman. This is Sally Stadelman, manager of the Land Bank. Attendees, please raise your hand, and I will. We have a couple of speakers today, and I also want to pause to recognize we just bumped Tamara Dedukovich into the room, who is present.
Thank you.
We moved her up into the panelist position. Okay, I've got 3 public speakers here. I'm going to start with Tyann Battle.
Good
All
afternoon.
right. Oh, go ahead.
Good afternoon, board. This is Tyann Battle. I am a Hill District resident, a homeowner of the Hill District, and I am the owner, operator, and developer of Half the Battle LLC. Today, I am submitting an application before the board to apply to purchase 3 parcels of land on Cliff Street to develop affordable housing in the 412-15219 zip code. And I am hoping that you guys would take into consideration that I was born and raised in the Hill District. I've completed a $4 million development and purchasing the Kaufman Center and adding an addition on for community use for the community asset handed down by Hill House Association. And I've also developed a stellar team to be able to help me pursue this affordable housing for some of the issues that we're having in the city of Pittsburgh. So I hope that the information I provided in my application packet would be sufficient for you all to trust in Half the Battle as a developer for this affordable housing opportunity. Thank you and have a good weekend.
Thank you, Tyann. Next, I'll call on Gloria Besley.
Good afternoon. My name is Gloria Besley. I am the broker of Regency Crest Realty and the local board president of Pittsburgh Realtist Professionals. We're located in East Liberty in the 211 Tower building. My input today is on vacant and abandoned properties. And my question is, how can we speed up the process of converting blight into affordable housing? Vacant and abandoned properties present challenges, and not just to Pittsburgh and surrounding areas, but to communities nationwide. Vacant and abandoned properties diminish the local economies. They impede population growth. They depress property values. They increase crime and impose heavy cost burdens on local governments. We can create new housing opportunities if we repurpose and rezone some of our blighted communities. As a real estate broker, community developer, and general contractor, I worked in Pittsburgh, Florida, and Georgia with large community developers such as McCormick Barron and Telus Corporation. It allowed me to see how housing revitalization changes people, neighborhoods, and communities. A community revitalized with purpose provides opportunities for workforce development, job and career creation, and it fosters family stabilization. There are many benefits to a strategically planned community revitalization project. When you build livable communities, you create jobs and careers. Owning a home can provide stability for individuals and families. Neighborhood community development projects drive population growth. They reduce crime, they foster investment in those communities, and support the local tax base and commercial corridors. I know what we've been doing here, and it's time to try something different. I'm quoting a paper published by the Penn State Extension titled, "Embracing Your Community." A strong community benefits individuals, the community itself, and the greater society. People who feel a sense of belonging tend to lead happier and healthier lives, and strong communities create a more stable and supportive society. My group, the Pittsburgh Realtist Professionals, are truly real estate professionals, and they know how to convert these vacant and abandoned homes into home ownership. And I'd like to have the opportunity to talk with the land bank as to how we can expedite the process and turn some of these vacant properties over to real estate professionals who know what to do with them.
Gloria, thank you so much for attending today. And we look forward to following up. I hope you're sticking around for the meeting. Next speaker is Billy Vaughn.
Hello, hi. My name is Billy Vaughn, and I am here just representing residents citywide, just continuing to show up to be present on these land bank board meetings. And this is just to help educate myself so I can help educate my community on how the land bank can work for residents. Even with me being involved in the school districts and seeing how, the schools need more funding and how these properties getting back on the tax roll will help the schools and how it correlates. All of this is just important for residents to get educated on it. So I'm just here showing up. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. Next, we have Joseph Wingenfeld.
Yes, thank you. Hi, my name is Joseph Wingenfeld from Rising Tide Partners. So we are here kind of in partnership with the Homewood Groups, the Homewood Community Development Collaborative, and Operation Better Block on a collaborative application for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to take under control, I believe it's 38 city properties that surround a key redevelopment project in Homewood, the RFS portfolio. This is centered along Hamilton between Starrett and Collier, and is a key kind of stretch of blighted row houses that have been sitting there for decades in Homewood. And we are very excited to be collaborating with the land bank and the community to move all these properties towards productive redevelopment. And we hope that you will favorably consider our application requests to have these 38 properties owned by the Pittsburgh Land Bank, so the liens can be cleared and the properties can be prepped for redevelopment. So thank you for having us.
Thank you, Joe. Next, we have Jay Gilmer. Good to see an old familiar name. Jay?
Hello, everybody. It's good to be with you for this few moments. Hi, Sally. It's good to see you as well. I am here just to speak in favor of the application of Rising Tide Partners. I am the Executive Director of Operation Better Black and also a member of the Homewood Russian Community Development Collaborative. We have had extensive discussions with Rising Tide Partners about this project. It has been presented at a community meeting. And while we did not have an official vote of the collaborative board at the committee meeting, there was no opposition. Everybody was very excited about the possibility that these parcels would be cleaned up title-wise, so they'd be available for development, for productive use, for new residents, for old residents, for the community in general. So we're very excited about that prospect. I'm looking forward to working with Rising Tide as they go forward through the process so that those parcels can become a active and vibrant part of the Homewood Russian communities. So please look favorably upon that request. And if there's anything else we can do to give you any more insights, we'd love to do that as well. Thank you for listening and good luck at the meeting today.
Thank you, Jay, and congratulations on your new position. I don't have any other hands raised. I see Gloria has her hand up again. Gloria, we do have a second round of public comment at the end of the meeting. I'm so sorry we just do one round, but I do hope you stick around and you may have some additional insights and thoughts to share with us once we go through our meeting agenda. Yes. So we'll have an additional 3 minutes at the end of the meeting here. So with no further hands raised, I am going to send it back to our chair.
Thank you, Sally. And next order of business is the approval of the 2024 board meeting minutes. So hopefully everyone had a chance to review that. And is there a motion to so move to approve? All right, thank you,
Second.
Councilman. Thank you, Chairperson, or thank you, Director. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, that passes. Next, we'll move to our treasurer's report. And Director Wilson, would you like to go through what you've been able to work on?
Yes, sure. Thanks, Mr. Chair. Yeah, we have our regular financials for review and approval. The full documents were sent to the board with the board packet. This is our income statement, which I am pleased to be able to show that we have budget to actual here, which I appreciate the staff being able to pull that together. So we see that format. And then on the next slide, we'll have our balance sheet through the last closed month, which is May 31st. And again, a very healthy balance sheet for the land bank. No news to report here. And the next slide, we have two expenses to approve, the two listed here. That is for action. And then we often show the different restricted funds that we have, or the just different buckets of funding that we have. One's restricted, a couple of others aren't. And so that's just helpful to see how we're drawing down those different buckets of funding, just for our information. So I'll stop here and see if any board members have any questions. And I would make the motion then to accept the May financials and approve those two expenditures.
We have a second? Second. Thank you, Councilman. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the motion passes. And then we also have the approval and discussion of the Pittsburgh Land Bank annual audit. And Director, if you'd walk us through that as well.
Yeah, sure. So again, the audit was recently completed for calendar year 2023. And I reviewed the documents. I don't have any issues to highlight for the board. So it's what we would call a clean audit with no issues noted. If the board has questions, I'm happy to field those. But I will make the motion to approve the audit for the year ending December 31st, 2023.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 And any opposed or abstentions? Okay, great. And then that brings us to the final part of the treasurer's report, which would be the approval of the invoice. Is there a motion to approve the
I'll make that motion as well, Chair.
What's that?
Motion to approve the invoice for completing the audit. It's in the amount of $6,000, and we'll use ARPA funds as listed here. So,
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say, please report by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, abstentions? All right, that passes. The motion passes for the invoice. Moves us on to staff updates. And I want to turn it over to Sally.
Thanks, Chair. And we're going to have pause to let Emily talk about these exciting sales that she led the way in executing in the last month.
Thank you, Sally. Yeah, I'm happy to report to the board and the public that we have closed on the Hillcrest Green Urban Farm located in the Garfield neighborhood. As a reminder, we have closed on the 2 URA-owned parcels. There are some city-owned parcels as well that will complete the assemblage for the Allegheny Land Trust, and we are bringing those into our inventory to quiet title. But we're going to celebrate our smaller wins, and this is the first sale that will help Allegheny Land Trust preserve this green space in perpetuity. Our second closing actually occurred today, and to my knowledge, we are on track and we have our buyer sign the deed. We have closed on 3 properties along Hillcrest Street, which the Bloomfield Garfield Corporation, in partnership with Open Hand Ministries, plans to construct 3 affordable homes also in the Garfield neighborhood. I'm also pleased to report that this was a project where the URA also provided funding and to work in partnership, not just with our CDCs, but also our parent organization, the URA, for a successful sale. So thank you, Sally.
Hooray. All right, and so that brings us to a total of 9 properties sold through the Pittsburgh Land Bank so far. Just a quick list of other properties we've closed on. Lots of affordable housing projects in there. And so we're going to go through just a brief overview of properties in our pipeline currently. So before us, we have a list of 4 projects where we currently have open objection periods. So we are selling 4 parcels in the Beltuber neighborhood to a local MWBE business, the Soil Sisters. Habitat for Humanity is purchasing 2 properties in Homewood to construct affordable for sale housing. We're selling a parcel in Southside for a neighborhood sign. And then the 4th project is a single parcel to be sold to individuals who plan to construct a single family home. So those objection periods are now open. Residents are welcome to visit our website, learn more about those projects that have been approved by our board. And we have an objection form listed on each proposed sale where residents, community members are welcome to submit feedback, ask questions, or file an objection. As a reminder, if we receive 15 or more objections, that will then require an additional community meeting where we will go out to the community with the buyer and talk more about that project. We've also got an example of the signage that we place on those lots that include the petition deadline. So next we've got a bundle of parcels that have all officially arrived in the land bank inventory. Several that are, as you recall, will be for community gardens. We have a pilot side yard sale, the expansion of the Brashear Association's campus, several properties destined for future for sale affordable housing with partners like Pittsburgh Housing Development Corporation and Rising Tide Partners. So now that these have arrived in our inventory, they've entered into our land care program, or there's a license in place to allow the owner to continue to maintain the property. And our legal firm is beginning the process of quieting the title, which we expect to take somewhere between 6 to 9 months. I think if we got our next slide. Okay. And again, so this is the second batch that has arrived in our inventory. So we have about 33 parcels in the land bank's inventory at this point, which is a historic number of parcels that we have acquired. Again, you see this list here with Pittsburgh Housing Development Corporation. Those addresses are destined to be fully rehabbed homes sold to an 80% AMI buyer. The same with 3319 Niagara. And also Habitat for Humanity will be constructing new affordable homes on lots on Tioga Street. And then we have a couple sales to local small business owners. And actually, we just went out last Friday with Farmer Girl Ebb to tour 1461 Chartiers Avenue. And we're excited to get a crew out in the next week to clear away all the knotweed, so that her team can really dig into preparing that building for rehab. So just a quick reminder of those timelines. So we can see here we're in the stage of clearing title prior to our sales. All right. And then here are a few single family homes that are still pending coming from the city of Pittsburgh. Again, also destined for rehab and affordable homeownership sales. These are similar programming, also pending the completion, the resolution of the outstanding conservatorship cases on these parcels. So we'll expect them soon in the coming months. Here is the batch that was approved in April by the Pittsburgh Land Bank Board. These parcels were passed by City Council, approved our acquisition of these on May 21st. So we are currently waiting for the city to complete the deeds and make them ready for pickup. So, and I was just at council this last Wednesday for these 5 parcels. So they're out for mayor's signature, and then we'll begin the process of the city preparing the deeds for transfer, which has been taking about 4 to 6 months so far. Okay, next, a quick update on our property reserve program. So recall, this is the Pittsburgh Land Bank paying for title to be cleared on remaining properties in the now closed property reserve. So we have this remaining chunk of properties available for CDCs for purchase. I've highlighted 2 here that we have plucked and will pluck today out of this pipeline to bring into the land bank. And then our next slide is completed sales through this donation program. Okay, and then lastly, in staff updates, we wanted to highlight for the board, the land bank took a cohort to the one-day PA Land Bank Summit. I presented alongside Mandy Colhane of GRB Law and Penny Campbell with the Clearing County Land Bank in the new realities of property acquisitions. And we also met Rick Valello, the Deputy Secretary of Community Affairs and Economic Development. and learned a lot of really interesting things about what the Philadelphia Land Bank is up to, which seems to have managed to have created an even more complicated structure for their own land bank, but are building hundreds of new affordable housing units at 220 a unit across Philadelphia on land bank owned property. So very interesting. We brought our new intern, Billy Q, with us, and ML Meyer, our URA real estate director, joined us, as well as Andrew Dash and Mackenzie from city planning. All right. And with that, now back to you, Chair.
Thank you, Sally. And so we're moving to the action items. We have 7, and this will be for the PLD public property, proposed transfers. And these resolutions are authorizing the acquisition from the city of Pittsburgh or the URA, and will be by the Pittsburgh Land Bank for conveyance to end users. And Emily, would you like to take us through 1 through, I think you said 7, right? 1 through 7?
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll be reading resolution 63 to 65 for the board to consider at once. I'll start with resolution number 63, authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire Block 9M, lots 99A and 100 in the 3rd Ward from the city of Pittsburgh, and to prepare the properties for sale at a cost not to exceed $16,000 using ARPA funds. Resolution number 64, authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire Block 9M, Lot 97 in the 3rd Ward from the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh for $8,000 plus costs using ARPA funds. And resolution number 65, authorization to convey Block 9M, lots 97, 99A, and 100 in the 3rd Ward to Half the Battle LLC for the construction of 2 affordable duplexes.
We have someone like to make a motion to approve 1 through resolutions 63, 64, and 65.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And I will second it.
Thank you. And if everyone all in favor, please report by saying aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry. Is there any discussion?
Just a quick overview of the project, Chairman. So this is a MWBE developer who is planning to build 4 affordable units here. So they've submitted their application, and we'd like to begin the process of acquiring the 2 city lots so we can clear title and then site assemble and convey all 3 to this developer. The application was reviewed by the URA's housing and lending team, and they do feel that it is a strong application, and they've identified some appropriate funding sources for the development.
Thank you, Sally. Is there any discussion from our board members? Any questions of this? Okay, well, sorry, I'm going to revisit that. So if everyone's all in favor, or anyone who's in favor, please report by saying aye.
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 Any opposed or abstentions? Motion passes, or all motions for 63, resolution 63, 64, and 65 pass. Brings us to our 4th one.
Thank you, Chairman. Resolution number 66, authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire Block 27B, Lot 199 in the 5th Ward from the city of Pittsburgh, and to prepare the property for sale at a cost not to exceed $8,000 using ARPA funds.
Would someone like to make a motion?
So
All
moved.
right.
So moved.
Second, does someone have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Director Thompson. And is there a discussion?
Briefly for the board, so the lot next door to this one, 27B 200, is also city-owned. It's been requested by the URA for acquisition by Pittsburgh Housing Development Corporation. So we're looking to acquire the second lot, either for a residential sale or for transfer to PHDC, who is doing other affordable housing work on Anaheim Street.
Thank you, Sally. Any board members have questions or any discussion around this acquisition? Okay, if not, please report by saying all in favor. Please report by saying aye.
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 All any opposed or any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. That moves us on to resolution number 67, our fifth action item.
Resolution number 67, authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire Block 25S, Lot 238 in the Fifth Ward from the City of Pittsburgh and to prepare the property for sale at a cost not to exceed $8,000 using ARPA funds, and authorization to convey the same property to the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
And I will second it.
Thank you. And we have discussion on this one.
Yes, a brief overview here, Chairman. So the URA, RIDC, and the Hill CDC are looking to do a future Flex Tech Flex building site development here. So you can see that the land in blue is already owned by the Urban Redevelopment Authority. So the land bank would be acquiring this final city parcel to clear title and convey to the URA so that they can move forward with this project and also complete a street vacation. That's that gray line that you see right through the development. So we're very excited to partner and help to support, play a small role in this larger development in the Hill District.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from our board? All right. All those in favor, please report by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay, motion passes. That moves us on to, we're at number 6. That moves on to our last action item.
Second.
I was confused there because it was that
We got two.
two more. Yeah, that's why I was confused. We have
We didn't
so
get
we
our
just did
pages.
68. And so now it moves us on to,
No, we're on.
we're on 68. Yeah, we're on 68. Okay. Please read 68. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Resolution number 68, authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire Block 10D, lots 51, 58A, and 59 in the Fifth Ward from the City of Pittsburgh and to prepare the structures for sale, including quieting the title, cleaning out the structures, and sealing the building envelopes at a cost not to exceed $182,000 using ARPA funds, and authorization to convey the same properties to the Pittsburgh Housing Development Corporation.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve. So we have a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have discussion.
These are 3 row houses in a row of about 15 row houses located in the Hill District. These 3 are owned by the City of Pittsburgh. Others are owned by the Hill CDC. There are also private owners mixed in here. This is a very exciting project because the full rehab of the majority of these are funded by the Choice Neighborhoods program. So we'll be playing a role here in helping to complete the site assembly to transfer these properties to the Pittsburgh Housing Development Corporation, who will then manage the total rehab of all of the row houses located in this stretch.
Thank you, Sally. Any questions or comments from our board? If not, then we're gonna move on to the vote. We have everyone who's in favor, please report by saying aye.
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 And any opposed or anyone abstaining? All right, motion passes. Moves us on to resolution number 69.
Resolution number 69, authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire Block 75L, Lot 121 in the 27th Ward from the City of Pittsburgh and to prepare the structure for sale, including quieting the title, cleaning out the structure, and sealing the building envelope at a cost not to exceed $57,000 using ARPA funds.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve. We have a second.
Second.
All right. Discussion, Sally?
So this is another proposed home for our pilot residential sales program. This structure came to the land bank through our donation agreement. It had been identified by the Brighton Heights Citizens Federation maybe 5 years ago as a property they were interested in purchasing through the city. The land bank has already paid to clear the title, so we're going to be acquiring it with clear title. But Brighton Heights Citizens Federation was no longer interested in acquiring the property themselves. They've signed a letter of support requesting the city remove it from the property reserve. So we will be acquiring, completing a clean out, addressing any immediate needs to stabilize the property, and then listing that property for sale. We'll be looking for a responsible owner occupant with the funding in place to acquire and rehab the property to live in. Yes, so that's the summary of the program, and we should be listing that. We'll have more information for the board, and we'll be listing that on our website once it arrives from the city's inventory, hopefully in the next, pending city council approval, in the next 3 to 5 months.
Okay, great. Are there any questions or comments from board members? All right, with that, move on for the vote, and everyone in favor, please report by saying aye.
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 Any opposed or abstentions? All right, motion passes. Motion number 69 passes. And that moves us on to our legislative updates.
All right, thank you, Chairman. So 2 brief updates for the board. Just wanted to keep everyone updated on our outstanding intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the City of Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, and the school district. This agreement is crucial to the land bank being able to effectively use the share of sale to acquire property, which moves us to a more efficient 1-year acquisition process where we're able to use priority bid and we have more effective and efficient quiet title powers. We met with the school district at the end of May. We attended their finance committee, provided an overview of the Pittsburgh Land Bank and work that we do. And we're hoping to return to speak to the full board later this summer. And especially as there is only 1 treasure sale being held this year, we are very eager to get this agreement in place so that we will be able to continue our acquisition processes this year. Any questions or comments from the board? Good. Okay. And our second update is we wanted to share Senator Casey has introduced a bill called the Neighborhood Revitalization and Land Banking Act. This creates funding for land banks across the country. They're proposing $10,000 annually for land banks to help track property conditions and develop a database for tracking vacant properties. They're proposing developing a fellowship program. They'd like to establish planning grants that would be between $100,000 and $250,000 to help land banks develop targeted revitalization plans for identified vacant and abandoned properties. And most importantly, most excitingly, there would be a $2 to $15 million implementation grant to put those plans into action over a 5-year period. So we were just so excited to see that introduced, and we certainly hope it is successful at the federal level.
All right, great. Any questions or comments over that? No, that moves us into the public comment phase, their second public comment phase. And as a reminder, if you wish to speak during public comment, please use the raise hand function. And when you're called upon, please begin with introducing yourself, stating your name, address, or neighborhood, and organization that you're affiliated with, if you are. And then also each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. Sally, can you see if anyone has their hand raised?
We do have one speaker, Miss Gloria Besley.
All right, great.
Gloria, whenever you're ready.
I'm sorry, that was a mistake. I do not have my hand up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed the meeting. Apologies for the cutoff at the beginning there.
Do we have
Okay,
anyone?
with that is exhausts our public commenters.
You look one more time. Just want to make sure.
Yep. We are
Okay.
all good.
All right. So we're not seeing any hands raised. And with that, before we adjourn the meeting, I wanted to just mention that our next meeting will be on July 12th. So we're moving into our third quarter here. And looking forward to seeing everyone back then. Does anyone from the board or staff have any more comments before we call for adjournment?
Two quick comments, Chairman. One, I wanted to clarify, we had Joe Wingenfeld from Rising Tide Partners and Jay Gilmer from Operation Better Block speak today to a Homewood project. We were not able to receive concurrence in time from the city to present that to the board, but I would just want to make note for board members that we do plan on bringing that project to the board next month. So we should remember today our two public speakers that came and met with us. And secondly, I would like to introduce Billy Q, the Pittsburgh Land Bank summer intern.
Welcome.
And that's all for me.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else? With that, would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So
Is there a second? Is
so move.
there a second?
Second.
All right. Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Well, looking forward to seeing you all on July 12th. Thank you.